Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Pflugerville. I'm Teri. Hi. We are celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we're going to talk a little bit about our founders and our congregation. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, I can do this really, created Unity. And Charles was the thinker, the scientist mind, the one who had to do all the philosophy and study. Myrtle was the faith believer. Myrtle was the healer. She healed herself of tuberculosis. She was given a very short time to live, and she lived to be 90-something, so go figure. So they both came together, and like Charles said, he said they studied all kinds of religions, and they said there's good in every religion. And so they would take what spoke to them from each religion and created what we have here as Unity. So we continue studying religions. I like the phrase that Unity has, this is what we believe until further enlightenment. So we're in flux, we're growing, just like everybody's life goes. Next one. Okay. This is, thank you, Val. This is our flow chart. We were started here with Mary Catherine McDougall. She was a dynamo. Mary Catherine was a Renaissance lady. She was a journalist, a high school teacher, a radio personality, an author, and a gifted speaker, and just an amazing minister. She was fantastic. So Catherine Ponder came and started working with her in a study group that was here in this area. And then Mary Catherine became ordained, and she became the minister for this group. Then in 1977, they became affiliated with Unity Worldwide. And in 1999, we officially changed the name to Unity Center, the Church of Positive Prayer. The way we have our name listed now, doing business as Unity Spiritual Center in Pflugerville, as we've gone through the years, we've shifted, we've had people come and people go, and so our name kind of flows with that. So that's how we got started, okay? These are our heroes. Mary Catherine started, and Marty and I started the church here when she was there. How do you know where was Mary Catherine, were you? Were you here when she was the minister? Mary Catherine?
Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
Were you here when Mary Catherine was our minister?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. So we go way back. And then Mary Catherine brought in Art Ravel. Art was her assistant minister. So because she was fixing to retire. You can tell I'm from Texas. She's fixing to. So when Mary Catherine retired, Art took over. And Art had a prison ministry where he would go out and minister to the jail. And one day, he was telling a joke to some of the prisoners, and he had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. So we've been through a whole lot of change. After Art, we hired Roger. And Roger came in from Missouri, I think, somewhere, another state. And his wife wanted to become a minister. So the board said, okay, we'll help pay for your wife going to ministerial school. And when she's done, you'll be the minister and assistant. And she'll be the assistant minister. As soon as she was done, he left. Okay. Then we got Jill. And Jill is just a beautiful light. She's an amazing speaker, amazing woman, amazing friend. And Jill stayed with us for quite a while until she felt the time to move on. And then we had Eliza Bloom, and she was a dynamic speaker. She was full of energy. I couldn't keep up with Eliza. She was amazing. And after she left, Tim Wright came, and he was but he was our spiritual leader. And he had been with Unity Church of the Hills. So he came and did our speaking in our Sunday services for us. And then we got blessed with Robert and Madeline Test. And what an amazing couple they are. And so after following the dynamic duo last Sunday, Sunday. This is kind of a difficult spot. But what it shows is we've been through many, many changes. I know there are some churches where the ministers, the pastors, the priests, they go in and out. That's normal. And so we've had that same experience. Not necessarily for the same reasons, but for a variety of reasons. But you know what? We're still here. And you know why? Because we are a community. We are a power. We are strength. We are the light in the world, like Robert would say. And we come together and make each other stronger. We pray for each other and see the healing and the miracles. So that is why we have gone from Mary Catherine to Robert to whatever the future holds for us. And we are strong in our faith, we are strong in our fellowship, and we are strong in the knowledge that we are where we need to be. So, as we know, and as we talked about transitions, life is full of transitions. You just saw a whole bunch of them. And we all experience transitions in our life. We all know and have experienced life as a constant kaleidoscope of changing experiences. We find ourselves transitioning from one life to another, from one life event to another. The New Oxford Dictionary defines transition as the process or period of changing from one state or condition to another. I know in my life that is so true. Marty was in the Air Force, so we definitely changed from one state to another, and sometimes one country to another. And having 4 children, my body definitely changed conditions. But as we acknowledge, accept, and even anticipate changes in our lives, sometimes they really are hard to receive. They may be emotional minefields, where we begin to fear every moment. In those times, we must always remember, with each transition, we've grown stronger and wiser on the other side. And we've always made it through, haven't we? How did we do that? We stepped into our divine strengths. We acknowledge that we are not alone in this world. How many times have angels stepped in to help us? I can't begin to count how many people have shown up in my life to offer financial assistance, physical support, and divine instructions, just as I was at a loss as to what I should do next. And I know you have been angels too. I remember meeting a lady who came up to me and said, "You may not remember me, but I'll never forget you. You stopped to help me when my car ran out of gas and it was raining." And then I knew exactly who she was and what she was remembering. At that time, I was a volunteer EMT with the fire department, and it was late at night, and it was a bad thunderstorm. And I was returning home from an EMS call, and I came along the highway and saw this car pulled over to the side. And I stopped and got out, and I asked her, "Are you okay?" She goes, "I've run out of gas." I said, "Okay, we'll take care of that." And so we went and found a gas can, and we went and filled up her tank, and I left her after she pulled off, and I knew she was safe. This, of course, was before cell phones. So there are times we have opportunities to be angels, and I know each one of you has done the same thing. It's always a blessing for all when we have a chance to share our divinity with others. And as our lives change, as we make these transitions, consider these opportunities to be the light of the world. Sometimes, in the midst of change, we find it difficult to even imagine a positive outcome. The world around us seems to tell us, "Go slow. You don't know what's coming. You really have no clue what to do." But we truly, faithfully do. Do not imitate the way of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, that you may discern what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Kind of like someone mentioned their inspiration comes in the morning. That's when I get my divine messages, just as I wake up. So in that light, we can see, we can know, we can believe that these transitions are truly the divine order of and for our lives. We can take that leap of faith that no matter what the appearance, there is always a blessing waiting for us just to awaken our hearts and minds to the good, acceptable, and perfect in our lives. Yes, goodbyes are difficult, but without goodbyes, we can't leave a space for the hellos. Without transitioning, we would never experience our divine birth. And without challenges,